Hi, everyone. If you guys are new, welcome to our Love Nest. And if you guys are returning, welcome back. Today's message is going to be specifically for someone that is gifted, okay? That is the energy that I'm tapped into. You are someone that's very gifted. You possess a lot of um like organic or cosmic or orgasmic energy. That's what I'm sensing intuitively. I'm gonna pull a card from right here really quickly. Um, and so there's a lot of success and a lot of achievement that's in correlation with you in this frequency. Okay, so it's like right now there's a burst of creation. I'm seeing pollen. The season is repopulating. There's something about the season right now is it's all about love. It's all about connecting with the heart chakra. You're in this frequency of healing your mind, body, and spirit. Do you see? This card is Archangel Raphael, provider of healing for the mind, body, and spirit. So I feel like the universe is going to be opening doors for you. The universe is also going to help you raise your standards as well. A lot of feminine energy is showing up in this reading, especially in regards to like any situations where there was confrontations and maybe, drama, confrontation, unwanted feelings, things that may have made you feel a little wonky or out of sorts. You are calming those raging seas, and you are looking to a higher source. You're looking to the divine for the divine feminine energy for inspiration. You're looking to the divine feminine energy for, a way for you to combat any type of destructive traits that you may possess. You may have a placement in your zodiac chart where you could be a detriment to yourself in matters of love and matters of your own health. So I really feel like you're combating those habits, those traits, your normal way of going about things, and you're changing, and you're really not trying to go down a destructive past. Some of y'all, you're trying not to go down a path. Like you don't want to go back to your old ways of getting what it is that you want. Okay, especially if like back in the day you utilize your divine feminine energy to get what it is that you want, to kind of crack the codes of people, places, or things and open doors for yourself. You're really surrendering that control. You've mastered how to let that go and not obsess over something, how not to put yourself in a situation where you're at a detriment to yourself in order to get what it is that you want. So whether it's a person, place, or thing, if anything feels harder to get, if anything feels harder to receive, you're releasing it back to the universe and allowing that to not be your burden or your bag to carry. I do feel like this is a reward that spirit is about to give you, because you're able to see when there's resistance to coming together. You're able to see when there's outside forces that are a distraction for some of you guys. Your connection with certain people, like let's say you go and see a family member, whatever vibration they're on, your feminine energy absorbs it, right? And so you then have to sort out the files of their issues and really process where your energy begins and where you have contracted someone else's energy. And this is also showing up for me when it comes to 7 deadly sins, right? You may be so in tune with the universe to the point where when you go out into the environment and you're about to come across somebody, let's say they have certain types of addictions when it comes to like, you're able to just sense when a person has a sex addiction, when a person has a drinking addiction, or anything that's obsessive or addictive personality traits. You're able to see it, and you're so in tune with it to the point where you may start to be like a medium or a vessel for that energy, where you are now desiring the same thing that they're desiring, or you're craving the same things that they're craving. You're longing for the certain things that they're longing for, but it was never initially your desire or your craving to begin with. So you're now really aware that you may have thought that you struggled with breaking a particular addiction, but that addiction was belonged to someone else, but you absorbed it, right? And then it grew like wildfire in your subconscious realm, and then all of a sudden you're moving like that person, you're talking like that person, you're behaving like that person. So there's something about the awareness or the hyper awareness of another in your aura, your field. But I feel like this is definitely saying you may be able to predict like the signs of the time. Okay, you can tell when it's about to rain. You're just super sensitive to your universe, your reality, your environment, because this is a reflection. Like, you're really a reflector of your reality. So like, people come towards you, they may look at you and feel as if it's their energy that they're sensing, but really it's you that they're seeing, that they're experiencing. And so you are highly in tune, okay, which allows other people to feel seen, feel heard. Okay, they start to feel as if they are now highly in tune. But if you are ever to be called somewhere else, like the wind, right? The seasons change and you go somewhere else, it may leave people feeling addicted. It may leave people feeling like they can't let go of you. And that is the symptom of the changing of the seasons, right? So before you're about to leave, they may start accusing you of leaving them, or they may start accusing you of doing something to them. And it's not that you're doing anything to these people. It's just a chain of events, right? When they meet you, this is what happens. Okay, nobody wants certain seasons to be over, right? When you're in that spring and that harvest season, they don't really want that season to be over, and they start to become afraid that they're going to lose you. And a lot of times they expedite that change of cycle, because fear is an uncomfortable sin to sit in, right? Paranoia is an uncomfortable sin to sit in, right? Those are vibrations that really restrict you and hinder you from really playing freely with the universe and feeling childlike with the universe, multiplying, okay, with the universe, co-creating with the universe. A lot of y'all may also deal with situations where people become super concerned with sex matters, where they're ready to really they're ready to experience you. They're ready to taste you. They're ready to devour you. It becomes very intoxicating. And then it's like, it's hard to also connect with you, divine feminine, all right? Because, yeah, you make people shake. You rattle people. Male or female, doesn't matter. It's just an energy. Okay. It's quick to get addicted. It's quick to get very addicted to this energy. So they don't really know whether to try to possess it, control it, or to create some type of strife that makes you feel like to take you out of this frequency. So like I'm seeing here, it can be very intimidating, or people tend to like knock you out of this frequency to bring you back down to their level, because they feel as if they won't be able to resist touching you, smelling you, having you. It starts to become like, I have to have you. I have to experience you. It says extraordinary. It's for the way you look at me. Yeah, exceptional ability. And then that's also with, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze, because it's giving me like a flower, right? You can't resist smelling a flower, but it can be, so some people, it could be very allergic. You could be allergic. It's like, so someone may repel you, and you may have been rejected a lot in your life, because some people repel you because they already know the effect that it's going to have on them. So if they don't feel like they can handle this, or if they don't feel like they can go the distance, they may back out because it's like, I'm allergic. It's kind of giving me that energy of how Edward couldn't resist Bella's smell, and at first she was like, wait a minute, like, do I stink or something? And it wasn't that she stunk at all. It was that it was very intoxicating, where he wanted to pretty much seduce her, right? We have older men, Dylan's a relationship with older men, where he wanted to seduce her, or, you know, he felt like it was very difficult for him to resist her. It made him feel out of control. It made him feel like he couldn't control himself. And he had really been working on his self-discipline, his self-restraint. He really been working on, you know, kind of like falling back. He wasn't trying to be in a relationship. If you saw the dynamic with him and his family, they were all in connected to someone, but he vowed to never take another hand in life, okay? Or never to emotionally connect or bond with anyone, because he didn't want to experience the loss of someone that he loved, right? So I do feel like you can trust your intuitions, right? Because we have psychic ability, trust your intuition. All right. You can trust your intuition in no matter what situation that you're dealing with, whether it's around accomplishment. Anytime you trust in that divine feminine energy and you know that it is already there, nothing can change it. So if you know that you have a love, right? And you have a spiritual connection with someone, and they are planted deep within the soil of your subconscious feminine energy, you can trust your intuition of that feminine energy that the person isn't going anywhere, right? You can trust that no matter where either one of you goes, that you guys will always be connected. And I feel as if it's meant for you to be able to know that of a surety, even at a distance, even miles apart, even when you feel lost. It's going to be the reassurance, because the more you know that and the more that you trust that, that is the bond that strengthens. It's the 5D etheric bond that becomes stronger than any physical paper commitment, any physical commitments of any sort. So I feel as if that is kind of the knowing. I feel like someone needed to take some time to themselves to compose themselves. All right. Like I said, this could be very intoxicating. So as a way to not become drunk, right, and say the wrong things or do the wrong things, someone decided that they wanted to take a step back to, like, okay, before I do this again, I need to have had, like, this is the type of energy where, let's say you're about to meet someone for the first time, right? And you're so nervous that you won't be able to really resist that person. So you do, like, you let off your first round on your own by yourself before you even go see that person. That's the type of energy that I'm sensing here, where it's that intense, where it's like, I don't want to say the wrong things, or I don't want to come off like all I care about is sex, or all I care about, like, you're gonna automatically know. And then it just adds an extra layer of, like, oh my God. And then on top of that, especially if you're psychic or you have some type of intuition, you know what it is to know that somebody knows that, and then you're not trying to show that, and then it's very conflicting and very confusing. And it's like, bro, that's what I'm seeing here. Where someone they're relieved that you know, but they're also, from a logical standpoint, like, is it innocent that they know? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm relieved that that person knows, but is it innocent that they also know? Or are we all just playing? Are we all fronting here? So there's something about communication and really trying to determine when's the proper time to end some type of facade here, to end some type of, this is like a crossover. It's like crossing over, waiting for the right time to cross over from this is like that energy, Mr. Darcy. Is it Mr. Darcy? I don't have my phone. The Pride and the Prejudice, like crossing over from the looks, the stares, you know, never really saying anything, never really telling each other how you feel. There's no rush here, though. The universe wants the both of you to know that there's no rush. There's no love lost. Nothing has changed. Everything is still going according to plan. We're just going through a difficult time right now. It's that time of year. It's that season where things could be very confusing, right? Needing to take a moment, just a moment, to seek some clarity and get your mind right, so you can, you know, someone has to get their mind right, or the both of you, take it how it resonates. But someone's like, I have to get my mind right before I approach this person, before I say something, because definitely I want to say that the spring is springing. Okay, Easter here could be very significant. April is very significant. Yes, Nine of Cups. All someone wishes for is they just want to drop it. You know that feeling of like just wanting to like be naked. There's something about just being naked, closing out this lack of communication and just indulging. There's this great desire to indulge in a wish fulfillment. And I know it may be bad. This person say, I know it may be bad to think like this, but this is all they think about, is how they would love to experience you when you guys are communicating again. There's something, that's all they think about. Nine of Pentacles. I'm telling you, very, very intense. Like, I'm tired of resisting this. I'm tired of fighting this, right? This person doesn't want anybody but you, whoever you are. Okay, but they don't just want sex with you. They don't just want intimacy with. They don't want just the physical element. Okay, they want it all. And if they have to put work in on themselves to have it all, that's what they want. And so they're very intentional about keeping their conflicts away from you. Right? You're the only place where they get to go, and there's no drama. There's no conflict. There's no strife. It's like y'all are so in tune. Y'all are so intact. Your ability to connect on a spiritual level it's really real. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that you can never forget. Because not only were you guys able to connect mind, body, spirit, or maybe it's been only mind, spirit, right? And now this is like that crossover to the physical. Maybe it was only just spiritual. You feel what I'm saying? And then if you added the mind part, that would mean there, with the Page of Pentacles or announcements, there was or is some communication coming in. So we're going to take a look and see, because we have the Sun. All right, what exactly is this part that's coming in? So there was some type of misunderstanding here. Walls may have been up. Okay, someone could have put up walls or defenses due to some form of misunderstanding here. This may be one of the traits here, the destructive traits, where when someone is triggered, they may tend to put up walls. All right. Now, whether this is one way or go both ways, there's something about restricting the flow of these emotions and these feelings. I feel like something made you feel like something wasn't going to come, or something wasn't coming together, or something. There's the Sun and the Moon here. There's something about knowing something. it makes it hard to know. I feel as if somebody really feels more safe being mysterious, being secretive, or kind of like it's a lot easier to indulge in this type of energy at a more controlled pace. All right, when the person doesn't know who you are. So I feel like there's a secret admirer type of energy that has been kind of conflicted with removing the secret admirer layer, right? It's easier to be inside of the secret admirer energy because no one knows who you are. No one can it's fantasy, it's desire, but it's still innocent in a way because technically you don't have to divulge everything, right? And then when something becomes real and maybe you talk more frequently and there's expectations becomes involved, and this person just has a belief system that when expectations in the 3D realm are there, they never tend to be able to live up to those expectations. So it makes them feel like they would be a failure at it anyway. So why try? You know? However, it has failed in the past before. And it has failed with many people. But they weren't you. in so many words. That's what it's saying. So it's like this person can't push you away. They can't be conflicted. They can't, sabotage because you're the most constant variable, really. You've loved them the most unconditionally, without spite, without revenge, without, there's that element of like, I never have to compromise between my dreams and my ambitions and you. I never have to compromise with sharing love and my friends and having great relationships with other people and you. I never feel like I have to choose between the both of you. I never feel like like you've never given me the ultimatum. You've been the most consistent variable when it comes to who you are, despite whatever I may be going through. So there's something about your ability to remain consistent in who you are as someone else goes through their growing pains. You're very good at holding space. Okay, you're very good at holding space and holding your own, and it will be a challenge and it won't be easy, and this person is not going to sugarcoat that for you, but they do want to. I heard a knock on the door. On the window, if you want me. Yes, they just say the word. If you want them, they're yours. You want them, they're yours. That's what they're saying. They're not perfect, but they will never deny you their love. And they're like, oh, I can't believe I'm saying this right now. I can't believe I'm even out here talking like this. I do feel like this person has, for so many years, like they really removed themselves in the past from certain traditional beliefs in regards to connections because they just didn't agree, right? This may be someone that grew up in, maybe their parents got divorced and things like that. So there's something about at a very young age or in the beginning, right, when it came to relationships and companionships, the reason why they stayed in just open platonic relationships is because they just believed, they just detached themselves to any old belief systems. They didn't want it. They just got rid of it. And they've been on a journey. Look at this. Seeker. Shadow attribute. Inability to commit to a path once found. And then we have light attribute. Thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So I feel like I said, they've been on a journey as like a lost soul, a wandering soul, seeking clarity, seeking knowledge, and really trying to work through this struggle and overcome those struggles. They are saying that you really held them accountable and didn't allow them to make see themselves as a victim. You didn't allow them to play victim. You didn't allow them to hide behind those trauma wounds of their inner child. You didn't pity them. And you encouraged them to maintain their personal boundaries. And there's something about your voice and your delivery and how you communicate that really allowed this person to receive that guidance. So you have been a divine guide in their transformation, divine feminine. Look at that. We have goddess energy. Yes, that's what I'm tapped into. Exploitation of the female nature and form. And then we have light attributes, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. I feel as if this person, like I said, they only wanted to date. Like on this journey, they chose to kind of stay away from real connections, real love, real intimacy, because those people couldn't see into them. Those people couldn't read them. They couldn't sense what was going on with this person. And so it allowed them to kind of hide behind this mask. So here you are, divine feminine. This person feels like if they allow their fears to stop them from free falling into this connection, free falling into this intimacy, if they allow fear to keep them from an intimate union, that they will be shut out from this journey with you. And that is not what they want at all. And I do feel as if this person is going to tell you that, okay? They are manifesting communication with you. And they're hoping that it's not that they're still, the journey is still like you're still open and receptive here. That's what I'm seeing. They're hoping that you're still open and receptive, that you didn't take something the wrong way. All right. Like right now, I feel like they're coming, palms sweaty, heart beating, just, no blockages, no deception. They see something now that they weren't seeing before. Okay. They were making something harder than it needed to be, is what I'm seeing here. Like this person wanted to believe that you were tricking them. It's like they wanted to believe that you just wanted them for something. They tried to convince themselves. I'm telling you, they tried to convince themselves of their own burden, their own fear, that it was because of you. They tried everything possible to convince themselves that the reason why they feel off is maybe you're doing something. You done did something to them. And so they kind of was giving it time, or you were giving this person time. I feel like you were giving this person time to sort out themselves. And in the meantime, you enjoy your friends, your family, and you live your life. Okay. That's what I'm seeing here. When that person is ready, they know where to find you. There's never been no pressure from the very beginning. So why would it start to be pressure now? That's what I'm seeing. It's not even that type of vibe. Look at that. But I do feel like outside factors have been projecting fear. So a lot of times, right, if you are anybody that is very intuitive, very sensitive, right? You know how I said that you absorb the people that you hang around with the most? If someone is with genius here, is tapped into your energy, right? And this happens all the time, right? Let's say you're talking to someone, you're getting to know someone, whatever. Or you have a spiritual connection with someone, right? Now, let's say that person tries to connect with you 5D telephone, okay? Not physical telephone, but 5D telephone. This is where the physical element becomes necessary on the journey, because now you've crossed over a layer of it just being fantasy into a layer where it's real tangible conversation, maybe physical every now and then, who knows. But when you rely solely off the 5D, after you've crossed over some layer, the journey becomes necessary to touch bases, right? Touch and agree, touch and agree. It's a reassurance process, but it's also an uncomfortable process because for one person, they haven't had to do this, or the both of you haven't had to do this at all. Two, you know, those may trigger certain things that you thought you had resolved, where it's like, you know, oh, we're headed in that direction where it could create drama. What if this happens? What if that happens? All those what ifs could have been conjured up, right? But it was kind of preserved, like the universe preserved it and saved it, because the archetype here is blank. So the universe didn't support that narrative of fear being manifested into the reality of your counterpart. You get what I'm saying? So it was like this person was thinking the words, fear there, I'm unsure. And just as those things were being conjured up into the thoughts, it never left the thought realm. The archetype here that's blank is pretty much confirming for me that it wasn't becoming a rooted issue where it was like, yeah, I may have crossed my mind. Yeah, I may have thought it, but I didn't move or act on it. So there was intentions being thrown out to behave recklessly or to, you know, to stir up drama. And I feel like, yeah, the hermit energy, the drama didn't belong to none of you. It didn't belong to any of you, but it was being conjured up. Fear was conjuring that up to get someone to be afraid to come towards each other. So you guys have been battling fear. All right. Y'all are like two magnets coming together, and fear is trying to make you both back up, take some steps back. But that's not what the universe is telling you. That's not what the divine is telling you. So as the fear is trying to tell you, no, don't go, no go, something keeps pulling you towards each other. And that's what happens. So every single time when the universe asks you, divine feminine, to trust them and to trust that the universe has your back at all times, and what will be is what be. So you surrender. So every time you surrender, you don't do anything. You're not supposed to do anything, because you know your intentions, right? And you know that that's fear communicating to you, and you know that fear is trying to tell you something totally different and have you, you know, lusting, jealousy, all those different 7 deadly sins that can be conjured up into your reality, because you know that's the workings of the devil. Sorry about that, Taurus. My battery died. But back to what I was saying, because I'm pulling a card here and it says shield. Okay, hidden secrets can harm you. All right, so let's say, for example, you need to defend yourself. Let's say, for example, that you are working in an environment where you come in contact with a lot of different energies, or you come in contact with a lot of different people. Okay. You could work at a hospital. You could be doing anything where you are constantly interacting with outside energy outside of yourself, especially psychics, mediums, things like that. So you have to have a high level of discernment when it comes to certain things, because, for example, right, let's say you are empath, you're very sensitive and things like that, right? You have this 5D connection with your partner, okay, whoever your divine counterpartner is, and let's say that any given day, any given time of day, they are telepathically communicating with you all day long. Y'all got this communication thing going in the 5D, and it's happening all day long. You seeing signs, synchronicities. And let's say you get around someone like a mom, a sister, just anyone that is in your auric field, right? So now you have to kind of break connection to defend yourself, because you're in an environment where the people, if your energy is open, the people around you will kind of like seep into your subconscious realm and start planting their own agenda and their own thoughts. And then it takes you time to dispel it. It takes you time to get it out of your psyche. Okay. And in that moment of disconnect, right? What I see happening at times when you hear certain energies or readings where it's like unfavorable, or you pick up on a personality trait that you're not familiar with, and you're like, wait a minute, that feels like this person, or that feels like that person, or that feels like an unfamiliar energy or a familiar energy. And you may start wondering, well, is that person getting back with someone? Or your mind starts playing tricks on your mind, starts wondering, right? When that happens, it's a confirmation for you that you're receiving insight on the type of spirit or the type of energy that your counterpart is currently enacting or combating against. So they're in a state of defense against energy. So to disconnect to you at times, it may be like, oh, I disconnect so that way you can ground, because that energy, you don't want to plant it in your subconscious mind, right? I feel as if the act of disconnecting from your divine counterpart, maybe you're not used to holding that frequency, holding that space, even in unfavorable situations, because you've always been the one to protect and defend yourself. But when you have a counterpart, even if it's in the 5D, there is also a spiritual element of protection that your counterpart assists you with. But unless they get the confirmations or the synchronicities that you're even going through a tumultuous time, they just feel like you're keeping something to yourself and you don't really want to tell them, or something like that. And though that may not be the case, right? If they're able to receive that imprint or that telepathic message themselves, where now in their reality, they're sensing a familiar projection, they can step in and help you, right? Help you resolve that issue, allowing them to be a counterpart to you. Even if they are not physically there, they have spiritual right, okay, to kind of help you resolve certain situations from the 5D perspective, right? So when they sense like, oh, okay, so they got this, if someone happens to try to plant something in your subconscious realm and it goes against the signature of what you and this person established through telepathy over time, they're going to be able to see that's a tap in, okay? And when they unpack that message and they start to see, okay, now that's making sense. This person's more quiet. They're not really saying much. Okay, boom. On top of that, I'm seeing that all the women in my reality are irritated. All the women in my reality are All the feminine in my reality are irritated. All the feminine in my 3D reality is mirroring to me something emotional going on or something going on. And this person will be able to say, okay, that's a mirror message from my feminine counterpart. You understand? And they know how to move off of that. And they can send you love. They can send you a higher vibration, right? Same thing goes for this person when it comes to you receiving, right? Because what does feminine energy do? They receive. So when you receive confirmation and this person is letting you see, like they don't want to hide anything from you with the moon energy, and they're letting you see like, hey, I'm currently right now in an environment where there's a lot of people here on this vibration. This is what they think about. They're using their eyes as the window to their soul. You are their others. You are their soul. Y'all are one soul. Okay. So they're letting you see through their eyes what they're currently experiencing, like a computer genius. And they're giving you snapshots. So in your reality, you may start seeing you may start hearing music. You're going to start receiving downloads and messages where this person is letting you know the type of people that they're involved with and who's around them. Okay, you will receive confirmations of that. And they want you to trust that that is them pretty much keeping you up to date on what's going on with them. So you don't have to worry. But it will require you to trust the vision that you receive, the confirmation that you receive, and they're letting you know as well to when you see that negative thought coming up, use your power of your voice, right? And dispel it, cut it off. Okay, this person has no control. The masculine has no control of who they have to come encounter with while they're out there making money, while they're working, whatever. But you hear the doubt come into your mind, rebuke that shit. Simple. That's what pretty much they're saying. So in this process of this journey, y'all are learning how to defend and be like defense systems for each other, how to shield each other, right? When Bella was told that she was a projector, or she was a shield, and Edward was going into battle or whatever, when she was practicing, I feel like this is practicing energy here, practicing how to shield your counterpart, practicing how to project that protection as they go about, right? Just the same way as they protect their environment. I'm sorry, they just bust through the door. Hold on. Just the same way as they protect the landscapes, they tend to your subconscious grounds, in making sure that as you are receiving downloads and different things like that, or you're coming into counter, they're going to open up the mail and do what it is that they're supposed to do, where they're like, okay, so I got 3 different letters. All right, that's immature. I know that's not my person. That they don't even act like that on a regular basis. Boom, they dispel that out the way, right? Then it's like, then they can tell you, hey, listen, project themselves. When Bella found herself in trouble, right, where she was in environments where she was being reckless or destructive, he would project himself, right, into her reality, and he would be like, don't go that way. And then, when she was being rebellious, she would be like, don't tell me what to do, and go anyway, pretty much forcing him to have to run to her defense, right? That's counterproductive, right? But it was all a part of them learning how to trust one another with the fragile parts of themselves, okay? And the same concept with when she was learning how to use her gift of being a shield, okay? It took knowing that he was in pain. So you're going to be able to sense divine feminine automatically when your counterpart is in pain here, and you have the ability to it's like hands off, don't touch type of energy. You get what I'm saying? So we have romance, party, yeah, and we have celebration. Because I do feel like great passion, protection from a powerful friend, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goal. Okay, so I feel as if, clarify, so it's like you're going to have to try harder than that. Compliments from a secret admirer. Yes, I feel as if outside forces are starting to get the picture that they're going to have to come harder than that. Whatever they've been trying to do to kind of break this connection up, whether it's gossiping, right? Whether it's, oh, I heard this or I heard that. We have nest and rat. There's a rat in your nest. There's a rat in your secret space, right? Your love nest. There's a rat that is like spying. Dealings a relationship with a younger woman. Here we have August. Someone could be in August. We have crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. What I'm sensing here, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. What I'm seeing here is there's informants that is tapping into your frequency. There's also, so how do you receive messages about informants that tap in? Well, what's going to happen is you're going to pick up on the personality traits. You're going to pick up on certain off signs, and you're going to be able to see that. And so your person has to test these people. That doesn't mean that they're testing you. That means that they're testing the people that comes towards them. This is the way in which they get that person to expose themselves and get rid of themselves. You get what I mean? Versus them kind of attacking that person or accusing them and they be wrong. So there's something about the art of making strategic moves, okay, being more calculated, more genius about things. You both possess that matrix energy, that Neo and Trinity energy. Y'all work like Pinky and the Brain. Y'all work together, and so it would behoove the both of you to get it together. Get it together, y'all. Let's see. This is about free falling and surrendering to the journey. Do not say no. No is not an option for you, for the two of you. Okay. Y'all locked in and ain't no switching up, honey. So you better get comfortable. Go through these changes. I feel like every season is going to be groundbreaking for the both of you. And the universe is saying, you must. Okay? Trust the process. You must kind of know that there is no compromise, there is no settling, there is no other option. You and this counterpart energy, y'all are already locked in. In the 5D. You're already invested. You guys have been for a very long time. So it's something about learning that how you guys communicate, it's going to be in the matrix. So in the matrix, when you're plugged in, your external reality is going to mirror to you what you're feeling on the inside. This person is going to send you a message. And in that message, it's going to show up in your reality like a phone call. That phone call, when you see things that remind you of that person, they're telling you things about them. They want you to master, your spiritual team wants you to master being able to receive those messages and encrypt them faster, decode them faster, and to accept them a lot faster. The more that you're able to do that, the more of something about refining, like sharpening. This is about sharpening your intuition, sharpening the pressure from it. May feel uncomfortable, but this is sharpening something like your claws. Okay. Yeah. This is about sharpening your perspective, sharpening your knowing. Okay. And sharpening your manifestation skills when you interact with the universe. Yes. Right. When you know that the universe has your back, when you know that the matrix is a fragment of the truth, then manipulating what you need to manipulate into your reality is far easier. But if you have any doubt, or people are easily able to sway your belief in yourself, it slows down your manifestation. And like I told you, your counterpart, your divine masculine, is teaching you how to fish. They're not just teaching you how to eat. They're teaching you how to fish. Remember that, okay? Yeah, so you never go hungry. This is inherent, okay? This is inherent. Like, a lot of people value, like, oh, that person gave me money. That person put me in their 401. This person bought me this, brought me that. If a person bears gifts of universal knowledge and things that you can always use to manifest for yourself, that is far more wealth than any material dollar could ever give you, right? And then for this person not to gatekeep you speaks volumes about their character. Whatever your heart's desires, right? Your counterpart wants you to know that you can have it. There is nothing that you cannot have. And so the universe has given you a counterpart to affirm that for you. So you said you wanted love, or you at some point. So don't start believing something is out of your league now. Know it's out of your league, and know, look at that, the rabbit here. Know that it's already yours and it's not out of your league. That's what I'm seeing here. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So I feel as if there's something about the physical here. Like I said, the 3D physical matrix can tend to wane on you at certain times of the year, where you get overwhelmed. Something about overwhelmed with responsibilities of the 6 of Pentacles. It may make it difficult for you to really stay in a high vibration. And for others of you, you may be dealing with circumstances out of your control. The Ace of Wands is in reverse. Hold on. Oh yeah, the more you try to resist it, the more you're gonna blow. You're gonna blow. Like, you're gonna still be successful, but there's something about you cannot restrict the flow of this energy. Feminine energy, subconscious energy, okay? Primal energy doesn't like to be restricted. It doesn't like to be told no. It wants surrender at all times. Like, you have to surrender to it. It'll have a negative, there's a negative adverse effect to not surrendering to it. And it feels like it will become harder the more stubborn you are, struggling to integrate this. What is the 6 of Wands? Like, you'll have to go through a negative cycle before you can experience a positive one. But you can skip that process of constantly having to go through a negative experience, right? So let me give you a very mundane example of this, right? Because we have big energy here. Let's say you decide that you want to stop eating meat. Okay. Very simple, mundane example. And so you do it cold turkey. Okay. Now, when you go through a tough season, maybe it's triggered by finances, maybe it's triggered by hardships, maybe it's triggered by an expectation that doesn't come through. Something triggers it, and when it makes you feel very low, you're like, bump it, I'm gonna eat it today, right? The reason why it went that way is because the universe asked you to be more graceful with yourself, be more patient with yourself, love yourself enough to allow yourself to process experiences at a more graceful rate. So this way you're not, when you're triggered, you're not like, fuck it, I'm just going to go all out, full-fledged. So you need to give yourself time to, maybe put yourself on a smaller schedule, right? Where it's like, okay, when I earn this, then I reward myself. There's something about having a healthier reward system. And if you know that even if it's something like sex, and you know that you love sex and things like that, it would be better to give yourself the permission to indulge in it at a pace that allows you to concentrate on work so you could be more successful, than to strip yourself completely of it in the way where you're just trying to avoid the encounter. So you avoid the connection entirely, or you avoid the discomfort, that the desire. Like, it's like being afraid of that. It's like being afraid of being horny, or being afraid of feeling like that horny sensation. The more you resist it in a way, like, think of it like primal energy. the more you resist it, you're going to blow anyway. And the more you try to avoid it, this is how you find yourself, fucking anything, or you know what I'm saying, or going to a space where you're like, I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna do it, come hell or come high water. I'm gonna get what I want, right? But the universe was never telling you no. The universe was asking you to surrender. It's like, come back, come back. I'm hearing Jack and Rose. Keep coming back. There's something about patience here. Something about patience being tested. Okay, that's also another uncomfortable energy, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There's something about patience here. Okay, what happens when you feel frustrated about being patient? I'm seeing something like, when I get home here, when I get home, I'm going to do this. When I get home, I'm going to do that. But something has been like quiet. So I feel like somebody has been sending messages here with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords, but they haven't been received. So this is like maybe unread messages, or telepathic messages that haven't been received, because the Ace of Swords is here, but it's also here. So it's like having to rely off of your own intuition, but I don't think you're able to see how that person is communicating to you. For some of you, every time that divine feminine gets into this energy of pleasure, like pleasure, and with the bunny and pleasure, something happens. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like when you starve certain obsessive energies like karmics and things like that, a lot of times what can happen is when you start really allowing yourself to fall into that euphoric energy, that divine feminine energy that we all possess, it puts you on a frequency that is so attractive and is so magnetic, male or female, doesn't matter, that outside people, karmics, they all come flooding in like the fucking tidal wave, okay? And they start to make shit harder for you to manifest in your 3D reality. So it looks different for the both of you, but I can see here where it was affecting divine feminine and divine masculine simultaneously in different ways. Okay. So in divine masculine's reality, they may have noticed that a lot of people from their past has been trying to, like, not all of a sudden they're super attractive. Not all of a sudden everybody from their past that didn't want to talk to them, now all of a sudden they want to like hang out. They like, oh my God. It's like the thirst out here is real. And someone has been like, right about now, the last thing that I need is to feel disconnected from my partner because of all the bullshit that's going on here. Okay? But I do feel like the universe wanted the both of you to conquer this experience on your own without needing each other, protected from. They want you guys to both know that this is protected by the divine. This is a connection that was divinely brought together because y'all are supposed to be together. And so that staff is what you were supposed to hold on to. Like, that person, may be gone. We may not be talking right now, but I know that staff inside of me, that power inside of me is saying that our connection is protected and divinely guided, even through thick and thin. This is where that till death do us part connection is really manifesting. Okay, that's what true spousalship marriage is. It's not in the paperwork, it's in the staff that comforts you. It's in your spirit knows. My spirit knows your spirit, and nothing could come between our spirit, and it becomes we, us, our versus yours and mine's. Yes, divine love, I'm telling you. So this is a test that I feel like the both of you conquered. And I feel like along the way, people were trying to tempt you and trying to make you sabotage yourself. Some of you guys just going around family, friends, or certain people during this fragile, crucial area, even they wanted you to slip up. Even they were working against you. But I'm seeing here that the test is passed, baby. The obstacles, but here's what you need to understand. Though they may be unsuccessful this time, there will be more seasons and there will be more moments. Okay? But if you guys remain in this childlike wonder, this childlike nature that that's what the divine connected you both on, was your mutual childlike divine nature. And that's the space that you guys can allow to go for as long. There's no hurry. Under the right circumstances, the divine is going to take care of that. And you don't have to try to control where it's like, oh, if I don't initiate this, then when it comes time for us to see each other, this may not happen, they may not happen. Listen, the divine is saying, if it is meant to happen during that time, the opportunities are endless. You just don't know that because they have to protect it. So it's no fret if you're trying to figure out, well, how is that going to happen? And time is this, and time is an illusion. Let it go. All right, let's get your closing message. Spirit, what deck do you want to use? Look at this. Commitment, marriage, promise. Okay, if anybody has made any promises to you, I don't care if it's past life promises or, pinky promise, whatever, that one day something is going to happen, just know it. Okay, we have second chance here. Reconciliation, making amends, opportunity. And then we have silence in reverse. So I feel like whatever this is a second chance for intimacy. If anything about elusive energy or something like that, something is being brought to someone's awareness, right? Sometimes, like I said, having a spiritual connection is one of those things where you got to have discernment, because for those of you that have ever had children or you've ever been intimate ever before, I would hope everybody has, right? But there are virgins to their marriage, so we're going to say if. Anytime that your partner ever cheated on you, right? You would know, right? Because it's almost like dreams. You may start dreaming of that person they cheated on you with, or if you've been pregnant before, the divine will start telling you, hey, there's a foreign object in your field, in your peripheral vision, and you need to pay attention, right? You need to leave this person alone because they don't honor the sacredness of your relationship. They're deceptive. You need to leave this person behind. You need to create closure. That is kind of like the same things. That person only can send you bad vibes. That person can only send you suspicion, and that suspicion will wane on you. And this is not a gender thing. This is a subconscious thing. Your subconscious realm is always going to tell you like what someone has been up to. And I feel as if sometimes if you come in contact with someone that's of an X energy, your divine counterpart may pick up on certain personality traits. You might see your divine counterpart walking or talking like that person, and you feel like, oh, are they the same people? No, they're projecting to you that you laid eyes on someone that was from your past. Okay, that's the divine feminine energy for you. I'm aware that you laid eyes on this energy. It doesn't belong to me, but I'm aware that there's a distorted energy around you. And I'm making you aware of that distorted energy. And you could say like, well, I'm not dealing with that person, not talking to that person. But look, that person was lusting after you or vice versa. That person felt the chemistry that you felt with divine feminine, and they were trying to cling on to you. So even though you could have walked away, right? The fact that you don't want them anymore is making you way more desirable during this time. You have officially walked away. So now you're extremely desirable because your heart is open. And anytime your heart is open, what's going to happen? Divine masculine, yin and yang. So the past is coming back. Those ties, you could say, oh, I don't talk to them no more. I don't even deal with them. You could have released them all you want, but they haven't released you. So it's going to take maturity on your part and your counterpart's part to know and trust that, listen, no matter how many people come across your eyeballs, okay, your shit you don't want that person. I was going to say something real. Yes, you don't want that person. And the other person don't want that person either. And that's where the trust is going to be established. That's where the confidence is going to be established. It's not going to be in the words or the words of confirmation. It's going to be in the knowing of your intuition, trusting your heart, right? And I feel like because the both of you guys have had such closed hearts for so many years or whatever, it's going to take time to really fine tune this frequency, because congratulations, you are now operating from the heart chakra. Ding. All right, Taurus, I love you guys, and I'm going to end that right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.